Hello everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to solve one-step equations, and there are 4 simple rules to do it. And when there is addition in the problem, like for example x plus 4 equals to 8, here we do know that we have to get x by itself. So what is the number that I need to add to 4 to get an 8? Very simple. Just by looking at it, we can say that it is going to be 4. But there could be bigger numbers involved in the equations, so we need to come up with some simple rules. Rule number 1 is, whenever there is addition in the problem, we need to subtract. So here I'm going to subtract by 4 to get x equals to 4. So I just subtracted 4 on both the sides because there was an addition sign in the problem. Similarly, if there is a subtraction sign like x minus 2 equals to, let's say, 12, since it is a subtraction, I need to do the opposite. I need to add 2 on both the sides so I could get a 14. So if you see here, I had an addition sign, I just did the opposite, I subtracted on both the sides. But here I had a subtraction sign, I just did the opposite by adding 2 on both the sides. So now this is rule number 2. So rule number 3 is, if there is a multiplication in the problem, for example 2x equals to 4, since x is multiplied by 2, I do the opposite. I divide by 2 and I would get x equals to 2. So here when there is multiplication, I divide it. And rule number 4, let's say x is divided by 3 equals to 6. So since x is divided by 3, I just do the opposite. I multiply by 3 on both the sides, so I could get x equals to 18. So let us keep these 4 rules very simple, and let us try to do some problems of using these 4 rules here. If you look at problem number 1 here, v is divided by 8, which is given to be 5 over 8. So just like we talked about, if there is a division in the problem, you just do the opposite. You multiply by 8 on both the sides. So you get v equals 5 times 8 divided by 8, which is 40 divided by 8 is 5. So here your answer is 5. But you could also cross out 8 and 8 to get a 5. So that is problem number 1 for us. And problem number 2, here as you see, negative 5x equals to negative 20. And here again, negative 5 multiplied by x. So you need to do the opposite. Opposite of multiplication is division. So I'm dividing by negative 5. So therefore, we would get negative by negative is a positive. 20 divided by 5 is 4. So x equals to 4 is the answer for number 2. And then number 3, here we got k divided by 4 equals to negative 8. Again, since it is divided by 4, you multiply by 4 on both the sides. So we could get k equals to negative 32. So that is the answer for number 3. And number 4, again you see that 5 times n. So divide by 5. So you would get n equals to negative 10. So now you see that there is a pattern. There's a multiplication, I divided. When there was a division, I multiplied to get the answers. Now let's see some more examples here. When there is addition, like we talked about, you subtract. So x is equal to negative 3. Because there was addition, I subtracted 1 on both the sides. Similarly here, again it is divided by 8. So I'm going to multiply by 8 on both the sides. And that would give me negative 24. We'll see a couple more examples here. Subtracted, so therefore I'm going to add 7 on both the sides. So it would give me a negative 2. So x is equal to a negative 2 because negative 9 plus 7 is a negative 2. Again here I'm going to subtract 4. That would give me a negative 4. And let's look into 2 more examples. So add 8 on both the sides. So x is equal to a negative 9. Again here it's divided. You have to divide it because it is multiplied by negative 8. So I'm going to divide by -8. That would give me a -8 as the answer. So that's the way we can solve one-step equations.